What could push a seemingly normal teenager to commit a gruesome and horrific crime? When adults are accused of a crime such as murder, everyone is focused on the right punishment the offender should be getting. But what happens when a teenager decides to take the lives of the ones closest to her? What happens when this same teen picks up the phone and reports the crime she committed? Is there a motive? If there is, what is it? The story of Mashenka Reid would stir up a lot of emotion, especially when you try to figure out what she could have been thinking. Regardless, join me as we attempt to make sense of this. The story of Mashenka Reid takes us to Reno. Reno is a city in the US state of Nevada, alongside the California border. It is otherwise known as the biggest little city in the world. It is historically known for its gaming tourism industry, and in recent times, it has boomed and transformed into a hub of endless things to eat, see, and experience. But underneath the glitz and glamour of the city, there is a bit of a dark side. Research shows that the violent crime rate in Reno, Nevada is 45% higher than the nation's average. This is quite high for a city with a population of little over 851 people. Cases ranging from gang crimes, hit and runs, kidnapping, rape, and sexual assault have made Reno, Nevada take a constant spot in the crime news market. This is not to scare you, but if you are considering relocating down there are safer areas you can take a look at. For this video, we're going to be exclusively looking at the story of Mashenka Reid, a teenager who has put Reno, Nevada, once again, on the news. Mashenka Ann Marie Reid is a 17-year-old female from Nevada in the United States. She lived with her father, 37-year-old Justin Reid, and two siblings. She was reported to have spent a good amount of time on YouTube trying to learn how to fire a gun. This isn't shocking, because years ago, her father had taught her how to use a gun. There is a law in the US that backs the legalities of owning a gun, and seeing as she and her family stayed in a neighborhood that cannot be considered completely safe, we can assume that her father needed her to be able to protect herself and possibly her siblings, should a dangerous situation present itself in his absence. This story would have continued along a lighter path, maybe exploring the benefits of having a loving father and wonderful siblings, having a great social life, boyfriends, and other interesting things that teenagers get up to these days. What happened instead is a shocking event that one only gets to see in the movies. Before I go into the details of the horrifying crime, I have to let you know that the details may be a bit disturbing, so brace yourselves. Reid had asked her dad to get some items to make pizza from the store, but this was only a ploy to get him out of the house while she prepared herself. As soon as he got back, she shot him multiple times in the chest. She proceeded to move over to her brother and shot him multiple times on his head while he was sitting harmlessly on the couch. She told the police that she was going to attack her sister and had initially locked her in a bedroom, but was unable to get access afterward. The report says that there are multiple shots to the lock, so clearly Reid attempted to get into the bedroom and stopped when she ran out of ammunition. This is quite a bizarre situation, and you can get a migraine trying to picture what the scene must have looked like. Contrary to what you would expect, Reid did not run away from the scene. What she did instead was call 911. But her call wasn't the only call that the police got regarding this incident. A neighbor had called in to report arguing and gunshots from a nearby residence just before Reid called in. She told the 911 operator, "I shot my dad and my brother. I think my brother is dead." There are speculations that she also told the operator, "I couldn't control the urge to kill somebody." When the police arrived, she pointed the bodies at them and mentioned that she dropped the gun that was used inside the house. She went on to let them know that her sister was still alive and in a locked bedroom. Fortunately, the police found Reid's sister alive and got her out of the house while they proceeded to arrest Reid. Now, let's take a deep breath together and try to make sense of this incident. As someone who consumes crime videos on YouTube, Mashenka certainly knew what would happen afterwards. So, can we call this a premeditated murder? Her response to the police about her inability to control the urge to kill, coupled with the position of the bodies and her mentioning that she watches YouTube videos that made her think about torturing people, makes me think that this may indeed be a thoroughly premeditated act. It is often said that the family is where you should feel safe, but stories like this make you second guess everyone around you, family included. When Reid was asked why she did what she did, she claimed it was because her mother had left the family. Her parents were divorced and her little brother was living with autism, so it's possible that she was beginning to feel the strain of the responsibility of taking care of her special needs brother. From a psychological standpoint of view, she may have been battling with mental stress and instability maybe. The real question is this enough reason to take the life of the people who considered her no threat? For all we know, her reason could be completely false and just a ploy to get sympathy. These issues could have been sorted by having a conversation with her father. Now, whether this happened or not, we will never know because the dead can't speak for themselves. Reid was arrested, and despite not being an adult, she was charged as an adult because of the gravity of her offense. She was charged with 2 accounts of open murder and 1 account of attempted murder. For a better understanding of the open murder charge, in Nevada, when a criminal is charged with open murder, the jury will ultimately decide what level of homicide the defendant is responsible for. Reid is looking at staying behind bars for a very long time. We may never know what truly went on in that house before and during the crime. All we have is the statement of the accused. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Reid's little sister, who lost her father and brother at the hands of her troubled sister. We hope that she gets all the help she needs to get past these traumatic experiences and that Reid will be punished for her crime. What do you think of this case? Let us know in the comments below. Please like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, then hit the subscribe icon and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss on any of our future videos.